Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about a really serious topic that is an issue for how we're trying to address the cultural dimensions of landscape regeneration in Barichara, Colombia. And it has to do with these signs like this that say "Se vende" or "for sale." If you walk around this territory, you'll see these signs are everywhere because the people of this territory have been pretty much completely colonized. And part of the colonization, the movement of monarchies, and then later international trade and globalization and capitalism, these various incarnations over the last several hundred years, have caused people to believe that there is no value in life unless it's monetary, unless it's financial. And this really started to happen in the 1970s with the financialization of everything. And so what's happening in this territory right now is there are "Se vende" signs all over the territory. And if you look and see what the consequences are on the land, I'll show you right here. Look out at this. And you see those scars on the land that are over there. Those scars are actually a practice that here they call limpiando, which is cleaning. Cleaning means that you cut down all the trees, you take a bulldozer and you scrape the land and make it flat so it's been completely ecologically destroyed, and that is your billboard that says, this is a nice little place to build a house. And so the value of the land has been reduced to how much money would an outsider pay me to buy the land and construct a house. And so as I walk around in this territory, I'm thinking about several things. I'm thinking about how that destruction of the land itself is causing more erosion, it's causing desertification, it's drying out the land, it's drying out the air. All of this land used to be forest, almost none of it is anymore. And also I'm thinking about how as I drive through this territory, like if I take the bus to go from Barichara to San Gil, which is the city nearby, I see that the actual name of the territory, based on its advertising, is "Se vende." This is land for sale. Because everywhere I go, I see that local people are selling their land. It's like you drive along the Barichara River in the place that is the most forested and protected for the whole watershed, and it says "Se vende, se vende, se vende, se vende." And then people who own the land will allow it to become deteriorated like this because they actually don't value the land and they don't understand that the land has inherent worth. And so this is sometimes called the poverty mindset, the mindset of poverty. It's this reductionism of value, this reductionism of imagination, and this reductionism of relationship, where the only way of relating to the land is what can I get that's of economic value, translation, money, from this land. And there's no intimacy, there's no personal connection, there's no sacred. And so it's very easy to sell land if you don't value it. And so one of the big challenges we have here in Colombia, in Barichara, and I would say people have this challenge all over the world, is not, how would I gather together people to do watershed restoration and reforestation? When I look at this land again, I go, oh yeah, that. We could totally put in contour swales, and we could start doing lines of syntropic agroforestry, and we could grow trees. It's not hard to imagine the inherent ecological value of the land if we value it. But when we don't value it, what happens is "Se vende, se vende, se vende." And so, as we look at this challenge of how do we regenerate this landscape, just look at the juxtaposition. Here's a road going in to do housing development and convert this whole thing, and right there, look at it, is a sign. This sign says "Se vende, se vende," because they're selling their land. So, one of the mythologies that we have to deal with is the idea that outsiders with wealth are coming in and buying up the land and displacing the locals. That is completely untrue. The truth is that through the primary mechanisms of colonization, education, and marketing, people have come to believe that they're nothing more than consumers and that the only thing that's valuable is money. And so what's actually happening is local people have come to learn that they don't have anything of value and that they are in poverty, they're impoverished, and so they need money. And in their desperation and in their mindset of scarcity and in their diminished ability to relate to their environments, they sell their land. And as they sell their land, then they have a little pool of money, and then they might go off to the city where it's much more expensive, and they very quickly spend that money, and then they're really desperate. Whereas if they were on this land and they knew how to regenerate its soils and they knew how to maintain an agroforestry system and they understood the inherent value of all of the rest of life that makes our lives possible, they never would have even imagined selling the land in the first place. As a comparison of another kind of relationship, imagine your mother gives you all kinds of value. She gives you her womb, her breast milk, her love and attention. Would you sell her to make a quick buck? Or if you have a child, like a daughter, and your daughter is this beautiful, creative, imaginative being, capable of creating life, would you sell her into prostitution to just make money because you don't value her? Well, it turns out land is profoundly like a mother or like a daughter. And so we have to have this really strong, clear, sacred bond in relationship with the rest of life and all that gives us life for us to know how to value and care for what is around us. So the reason all this land is being sold to outsiders is because the outsider's mindset has already infiltrated the consciousness of local people to believe that the land has no value aside from its monetary worth. This poverty mindset is one of the root causes of landscape destruction all over the world. And the displacement of local people happened in kindergarten and first grade, way before anyone signed over a deed to transfer land to someone with money from the city. So I just want to share this with you so you'd have a better sense of the depth and richness of what it will really mean to do the cultural regeneration of mindset and story, value and consciousness in order for us to regenerate land.